Hey, what's up, everybody? Hammerheart Metal Reviews back for another discography countdown. Today we are doing the epic Bathory, godfathers of black metal and Viking metal, the legend Quorthon. I mean, what can you really say about Bathory? Legends in their own right, in his own right, really one-man band for most of the time. But really, I'm just gonna get right into this. I fucking love Bathory. One of my favorite black metal bands, and of course Viking metal, of all time. They have 12 studio albums. I'm going to be counting them down from my least favorite to my favorite. As much as I love them, there are a couple stinkers in their discography. It's not flawless, but let's just get right into this. I'm going to start with number 12 is Octagon. I don't really ever go back and listen to this album. I gotta say, it just is not up to the same standards as the rest of the Bathory catalog. This is just not very good. It's raw thrash metal, but it's just not something I really have an interest in listening to. It's just not very good. I'm sorry, Quorthon. It's just clearly the worst album by Bathory. Number 11, Requiem. This is another thrash album. It's definitely a lot better than Octagon, but it's still not something I listen to that much. I mean, Prostitution is an okay song. I mean, a lot of those songs are kind of interchangeable. It's just not really that interesting to me compared to the rest of Bathory. This is just not a great album. That's why it's coming in second to last. Number 10, Destroyer of Worlds. This is an interesting album. It's kind of not really in one genre. I don't know how to describe it. It started off really strong. Lake of Fire, that is a great opening track. It really had my hopes up for this album the first time I listened to it. I was like, fuck yeah, this is a great song. But then it's really a mixed bag from there. Kind of all over the place. Almost got some groove metal in some spots. It's not the album I go back to very often. Not one of their premier albums. I don't really recommend it. If you've never heard Bathory before, don't start with the last two albums or this one that I just said. But now I'm going to get into the top 9, which honestly from here on out, these are worth listening to. These are really good fucking albums. So number 9, people are going to get mad that I have this so fucking low, but I'm going with the debut, Bathory. Self-titled. Oh, it's just such a... For its time, this is so good. Genre bending, like, there was nothing like this when this came out. Like, so fucking good. Reaper, necromancy, war, just really raw. There had never been metal like this out there at all. And they started a whole fucking thing, and it's really good. If you've never heard this album, you gotta listen to the album. I mean, the debut is just, it's epic. It needs to be on anyone's like must listen to metal lists. Going on, number 8, going with Nordland Part II. This is the last album Quorthon ever recorded before his untimely passing. This is just straight Viking metal, not really any black metal at all at this point. But this is a really good album. Like, there is some very good epics on here, and I love this stuff. Like, I'm not just into the black metal, I also love the Viking metal era of Bathory. Like, it is just really fucking good shit. My favorite songs on here, The Land, like, that is an amazing song. Such a good melody, guitar riff, and his singing is actually really good. Vinland, the last song on the album, Wheel of Sun. Oh, man. Best way to end the last album of his career. So that's, yeah, coming in at number 8. Number 7 is another epic album, Blood on Ice. This was kind of, I don't want to say a comeback because he had written this way back when, but put it kind of on ice. Blood on Ice, good one. But yeah, and then he released it after doing the thrashier albums that I didn't really like, but then Blood on Ice came out. It's like, fuck yeah, where was this? Like, should have just stuck with doing this stuff. But it's such a good album. It's like a story from start to finish. My favorite tracks, The Lake. Oh, seriously epic song. It is so good. Revenge of Blood on Ice, the closer on this one. Just primo good stuff here. Moving on to number 6, Nordland Part I. So it's obviously was planned to be a 4-part epic. He was only able to do 2 parts. But I do like number 1 more than number 2. They're both really good. Number 1 has some really killer songs on here, like title track Nordland, Ring of Gold, a nice little acoustic, like ballad almost, but I love it. It is so fucking good. Quorthon singing and the way that he wrote the songs on this album is just so good. I wish he could have done all 4 parts so we would have been blessed with hearing where it was going from here. But man, those are good songs. Forever Dark Woods, I can't not mention that. That is another great song off this album. Now we're going to get into the goodies. Top 5. My top 5. These are all, primo albums. Can't go wrong with putting any of these at the top of your list. Number 5 for me is The Return. This is their second album. Still very much in the early development stage of their career. Kind of trying to find their sound. But this is a dirty, gritty album that's just raw and amazing. It's like ferocious. I fucking love it. Born for Burning. The Return of Darkness and Evil, the last song on there. So good. So good. This is just a really epic early black metal album. It's quintessential. Like, you gotta have this in your collection. Number 4 for me. People might have thought I'd have this number 1 based on the name of my channel, but no, it's coming at number 4, Hammerheart. This was the kind of first epic Viking metal album that they did where they went fully Viking metal. And I absolutely adore this album. There's so much good shit on here. Right from the start, Valhalla and Shores in Flames, reverse the order there, Shores in Flames is first. But those first 2 songs, right around 10 minutes each, just so epic. Of course, the music video for One Road to Asa Bay, like, what can you say? This album is just, it created its own genre. So many things have spawned as a result of Quorthon's imagination here. Like, this is just such a killer album, and it's got to be here. It's got to be high on my list. Number 3, another Viking metal album that came right after that one, Twilight of the Gods. A lot of people have this underrated. They put it way down on their list, but not for me. I fucking love this album. It is amazing. Those first 3 tracks that are kind of like blended into one, depending which like version of the CD or album you have. It's almost like 1 half-hour song, but it's technically 3 songs. Twilight of the Gods, Through Blood by Thunder, and what is the last one? Blood and Iron. Yeah, those 3 tracks right together to start off the album. Oh man, it's so fucking good. But it doesn't end there either. Like, it's just epic after epic after epic. Under the Runes, To Enter the Mountain. I could talk about this album all fucking day. I just love it. It is so epic. It is so good. And I mean, I could have almost put this number 1, but I do have 2 albums that I go back to more often. I am more of a black metal guy in my heart, but I love the Viking metal, and Twilight of the Gods deserves its spot at number 3. Down to my top 2. These are really tough to pick 1 and 2 because I fucking love both of them so goddamn much. But number 2, I'm going with Under the Sign of the Black Mark. This is probably the most important black metal album of all time. So much other, like, of the second wave black metal bands would not have even existed if it wasn't for this. Like, let's be honest. This created everything. It created the genre. Like, it spawned everything. It's just so important of an album. And not just that, it's fucking good. It is so good. There's nothing like this out there. His vocals are so raw and so gritty and just awesome. The songs on here, like Woman of Dark Desires, Elizabeth Bathory, is so fucking good. Equimanthorn is so evil sounding. It is just amazing. Oh, and of course, Enter the Eternal Fire. It slows down the tempo a little bit. Oh, you could kind of see where he's going with where it would go in the subsequent albums. This was kind of the starting point of, okay, if I do a little bit of something, doesn't need to be lightning fast all the time. We can slow this tempo down, but still make an amazing, evil-ass fucking song. Enter the Eternal Fire. Oh, primo black metal song. I fucking love it. That being said, there is one album that tops that album also. It is a must-have in any black metal head's catalog. Oh, Blood, Fire, Death. Number 1. So fucking good. Oh man, if you've never heard this album, I'd say that's a great place to start with Bathory. These top 2 albums, either Either one of those is amazing to start with. Ooh, A Fine Day to Die. One of the best black metal songs ever fucking written. Pastel Death, so fast, so good. For All Those Who Died. Oh, the scream in the middle of that song where he's kind of losing his voice, but he still just powers through it. Oh, it's so epic. So much feels. He's got so much emotion. And then one of my favorite Bathory songs of all time is the title track, Blood, Fire, Death. 10-minute epic song to fucking end the album. Just the way he screams, blood, fire, death. Oh, it's so good. Obviously, don't listen to my singing. Go listen to Corthon singing because it's way fucking better. But yeah, that's my list. Let me know if you agree with it. Your thoughts. What's your favorite Bathory album? What's your least favorite Bathory album? Am I way off base? What do you think of this video? Just let me know. Hammerheart Metal Reviews, out.